Top of the day.
All right, peace and welcome or welcome back to another episode of the health class you never had with your holistic HMO, the Collective Health Initiative, aka the C.H.I, broadcasting to you live from the Washington, D.C. metro area, the DMV as we call it here. We're glad to be with you today to share some more information about holistic health and wellness from indigenous service providers, practitioners, whatever terminology you want to use. We are here for you today. On this live broadcast, I believe we have everyone with us today. We have Precious Porter, our behavioral specialist, crisis intervention specialist, drama therapist. Peace, Sister Precious. How are you today?
Great day, everybody. I am awesome. I'm excited about today's episode where we get in there and answer questions that people want to have answers to. So let's get rolling.
Absolutely. And we also have our other precious Mother Love. Peace, precious Mother Love. How are you?
One love and wellness. All is well, wonderful, and marvelous. Beautiful Monday morning, start of our autumn season, I guess, and our last episode. So I'm excited to get in and dig in for some questions. Send your questions quickly.
Yes, indeed. We're definitely looking forward to getting into this episode here. We also have Master Ashep, our co-founder, Comedic Metaphysical Warrior Priest. Peace, Master Ashep.
Indeed, peace, hetep, and wholeness to all. Once again, it is a joy and a pleasure to share, with the family. So give thanks for flowing with the chi, baby.
Yes, indeed. We have Mama Elaine with us today. Peace, Mama Elaine. Mama Elaine is our Comedic yoga instructor and breathologist. Mama Elaine, you're on mute.
Take your mute off. Back to you, Dr. U.
All right, Mommy Elaine looks like she's having a little bit of technical difficulties. We have Sister Clarice Manning. Sister Clarice Manning is owner of Rooted in Nature Natural Body and Skincare line, and our skincare body care specialist. Peace, Sister Clarice. You're on mute.
Hi, everybody. It's good to see you all this morning. This lovely Monday that we're having, and looking forward to a great show for you all today. It's all about you all, our viewers today.
Yes, indeed. And we have Sister Safan Pickett of Royal Reset, owner operator, our bringer of life, as we call her, agriculturalist, herbalist. So much more can be added to that. Peace, Sister Safan. How are you today?
Peace, everyone. Peace, peace, peace. Glad to be back. Trying to get this first day of school started in the household has been a challenge, but I'm here, I'm available, and I'm ready to get into this show.
Beautiful. We give thanks for everyone's presence today, and peace to my partner, Ketnu Nefer, behind the scenes, running the boards here. and she'll be replying to many of the questions and things like that, or typing the written part so you can see some of the things that we're saying, have notes, go back to it to check it out after the program or during the program. So peace to Ketnu Nefer. She is owner, operator, chief enthusiasm officer, as she likes to say it, of a Soulful Touch Wellness, specializing in women's health, massage therapy, and a host of other different things, auricular therapy, and so much more. So peace to Ketnu Nefer running the boards for us today. So
Woohoo.
let's I don't know if we have any questions immediately, but in the meantime, what we can talk about is what's some of the things that we're currently focusing on health wise. And I'm going to start with Precious Mother Love first. What's some of the things that you've been focusing on health wise for this time frame?
Well, I've been getting more exercise. I've been doing a lot of breathing. I've started losing weight, so I got a jump start on our weight loss case study that we'll be doing. So I've kind of I've changed my diet to where I'm eating mostly fruits and vegetables. I'm eating mostly raw. I'm drinking lots of water. I'm doing at least an hour or so of exercise a day. I mean, of concentrated effort. I also I've gone up and down as far as doing good with that. That's the goal. The goal is to do that. But I do eat fried foods every once in a while. Last night I had a little something fried, some shrimps, and I feel that the energy that I receive from fried foods and foods that are dead, I feel that it does not give me the energy that my body needs to function fully. Um, and I've seen that on a few shows. Unfortunately, I had a couple of brain farts on air because I wasn't eating properly. I took it upon myself to eat something quick or something cheap or something that just it didn't have any nutritional value. So that's what I've been focusing on, trying to breathe right, eat right, get my best sleep, and energize with the proper food.
That's right. That's right. Sister Precious Porter, how about you?
Give thanks, give thanks. I am actually making that whole transition to the plant-based diet. I've shared my story of going through cancer, ovarian cancer twice, breast cancer this last go round, and then making a decision to do something healthy and not follow the traditional style of medicine where you do chemo. I am cancer free. I'm not on chemo pills, and I'm owing everything now to the health choices I'm making with the plant-based diet and exercise, meditation, just doing all the things that's whole that helps me be stable and continue my process. Like I lost a lot of weight and just in the process of making healthy choices, not so much focusing on weight loss, but overall health. So I'm doing great, and I'm hoping that everything that we are sharing with the community is giving people wake-up calls. There are answers that they can make in natural organic means that'll restore their lives to where it's supposed to be in the health realm, opposed to being dependent upon medicines and things. Not to say go against people's doctors, but I can tell you that you can make choices for yourself that will improve health overall.
All right, all right. So we apologize in advance if there are any technical difficulties as we're navigating these virtual platforms. You know how that goes. But we're going to give it the best we can anyway. And Sister Precious Porter shared some wonderful things about her journey. For anybody who may have had trouble interpreting some of that, just saying that she is, you know, um, cancer free now, is has been attributing a lot of her successes in her journey to her natural lifestyle changes and things of that nature, and just continuing to move on that path. So we give thanks for that. We give thanks for the opportunity to get to work with Sister Precious, both from a standpoint of a professional standpoint and also from the standpoint of encouraging and motivating, on the health choices. Master Ashep, we have Master Ashep here. What are you doing, Master Ashep?
Yes, excellent question. And it's just to share what my person shared really over the last two episodes, the last few episodes about weight loss and about correcting this vision and using those principles of weight loss, energetically speaking, being grounded in the center to actually naturally correct my person's vision. And along with that, in a more broader picture, even before the vision, my person was beginning to work on correcting or aligning its spine. This actually has been a journey for quite at least 9 years, my person would say, or at least since 2009. There's a wooden pillow for anyone who has actually seen my person out and about, in an event or something, will notice that there's this wooden pillow my person will carry, and that's for back support, in which we walk with it and lay with it, do exercises. So that's to, again, to help assist with the spine being properly aligned, which that has been ongoing. So added with the spine being aligned, right? Consciously aligning the spine. Recently, my person said, let's correct our own vision. And again, looking at how we correct our own vision, metaphysically speaking, takes us into a whole nother area of self-healing and from an emotional and mental perspective. Because as the Kemetic metaphysical warrior priest, holding the vibration of resonating or becoming one with God, you know, through healing our emotional, physical, mental, and spiritual bodies, ideally, my person is saying that it is all connected. So right now, working on this physical site, that's a somewhat of a challenge, an issue. At the same time, looking at metaphysical principles, emotional and mental health, um, physical health of the spine, to add to the lifestyle of healing is elementary, working with the elements. So right now, again, just using these metaphysical principles to assist with the vision and my person can see things are happening quite clearly, or it works if you work, as they say. So yeah, the vision.
It works if you work it. Yes, indeed. I definitely co-sign that. I just realized that I did not introduce myself at the beginning of this program, so I'm going to take a quick moment to introduce myself. My name is Yuma Bellamy. I go by Dr. Yu. I am a certified holistic health consultant and herbalist as part of the Chi slash co-founder of the Chi as well. So glad to be here with you again. We're going to move it to Sister Safan. We're going to see what Sister Safan is focusing on during these times. Sister Safan, you're on mute.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Hear you perfectly.
There we go. So I'm sure most of y'all can probably guess what I'm doing right now. Whatever's going on out there is what I'm doing in here. So we all know we're in the midst of or coming up towards a change of season. So as an agriculturalist, one in tune with the spiritual side of nature, I'm listening for those messages. So nature has now moved into the pattern of fortification. So we've spent, the summer season with all of these light, juicy, leafy, sweet, fresh things, and now root vegetables and crops and things like that are starting to pop up. The lettuces are starting to sprout up. So yeah, I'm doing a whole lot of fortification. I just came off of a 30-day raw cleanse. I lost a significant amount of weight. And now it's time to rebuild my body with the things that I know I'm going to need coming up into this winter season. So to protect myself from any kind of infection, which is the highlight of 2020, you know, I'm making sure I incorporate all kind of herbs, all kind of foods, all kind of roots, all kind of building type foods and fruits and vegetables in order to refortify my body now that it's all clean. So definitely enjoying this process and kind of having fun right now, shopping in the grocery stores and seeing what's new is popping up on the shelves. It's kind of a really exciting time, especially for recipes, because there's things on the shelf that you don't normally see. So yeah, awesome part of the journey.
That is so true. That's one of the things that I think a lot of people take for granted, or don't take advantage of enough, is the fun aspect of this journey of holistic wellness, and really being excited about new things, being exposed to new things, changes, paying attention to what's happening in your body, in your spirit, in your mental capacity, and all of those things, even what's happening around you, and looking at that and really taking it in, enjoying it. I think that's such an important part of this process to wellness, that we often overlook if we're focused on the results. So yeah, of course we want great results, and we're going to achieve great results when we're putting in that work. But that journey is nothing like it, and I really co-sign everything that Sister Safan just mentioned. I think it's a wonderful thing. I'm going to take a quick moment to acknowledge Mama Kathleen on the check-in piece. Mama Kathleen, to Petra Mike, to Sheila King. Thank you for watching, for checking in with us. We appreciate you. If you have any questions, we're just talking right now because there's no questions that have been popping up yet, but we're going to talk about what we're currently doing on our health journey. If you have any questions, feel free to chip in. We will address them live on air. That's what this episode is dedicated towards. Sister Clarice Manning, Sister Clarice of Rooted in Nature, is here with us. What are you doing, Sister Clarice? Make sure you take yourself off of mute as well.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Um, what have I been doing lately? I have been adjusting, doing a lot of adjusting to some changes that have been going on in my life, especially around this time. Um, a lot of exercising also, getting into more capoeira and the yoga, and just making sure my body is continuing to stay up with energy, and working on my immune system, making sure that is up, eating the foods that I need to be eating, and also I've been into doing a lot of inner spiritual work, more so for my mental. For me, it's been I'm starting to really feel the challenge of not being as out there socially as I used to be. Usually, all the festivals have been canceled, and all the other different events. Everything is virtual online now, and not being able to be around the people is definitely I can feel it's definitely taking a toll um, on that aspect, even for the mental. So I've been doing breathing. I've been doing some other different practices, along with gardening and the capoeira, to keep my energy level up. That also helps with the immune system, and keep that up, and keep it moving, and rescheduling my days in accordance too, because even with everything being on Zoom, everything being online, work that I'm doing in the community, all that has shifted the way that I do things, and it's definitely have made an impact or an effect. So I had to reprogram, more so to say, the way that I usually would work my days and my schedules and whatnot. Still working on it, but I think I have my reset pretty much going smoothly at a good pace. So those are some things that I've been working on lately.
Beautiful, beautiful. Mama Kathleen just wrote in the comments that she's been on this journey now for about 90 days. And many unexpected things have shown up in the journey using smoothies to add extra nutrients with sea moss, turmeric, flax seeds. She says her skin is better, the joint pain is better, digestion is better. That's such a beautiful thing. I see that there's a question from Sheila. Sheila says that she has been trying to stop drinking coffee and just doesn't seem to be able to do it. Does anybody have any insight on that? Any coffee drinkers here? Because I don't know everybody's habits exactly. Any coffee drinkers or former coffee drinkers? Safan, what do you have to
Yeah.
say to that?
Not here. Okay, so
So
fine.
most certainly formal coffee drinker. I used to work night shift in the ER, so coffee was like water for us. um, Fortunately, oh, I hear echo. Um, fortunately, I ended up being lactose intolerant, but that didn't stop me because I decided to drink black coffee. Yeah, so the way I approached loosening, I guess you could call the bonds of coffee for myself, was frankly with green tea. Green tea tends to have, well, by chemistry, has more caffeine in it than black coffee does. So I swapped out the coffee and that taste and that sensation, that burn. I swapped that out for the energy, the slow, still efficient energy of green tea. And when I get the need for the taste, the bitterness of coffee, I go for chicory seeds. Not chicory seeds. Chicory tea or dandelion tea. Sometimes I blend the two of those. And there's also, I know Mom's has a mushroom coffee blend with a bunch of different medicinal mushrooms. So not only will that blend actually give you energy, but it definitely will also enhance your mental functioning. So, a lot of people tend to use coffee to enhance their mental quickness. When they're feeling sluggish, they think sluggishly. So they think that it's just the energy, but no, caffeine also increases your mental acuity when used in small amounts, not the everyday thing that works against you. So yeah, you've got green tea, you got chicory root, you got dandelion root, and some of these the new mushroom blends showing up on the shelves that are wonderful, healthy alternative substitutes that'll still get you the taste, definitely get you the jolt, and also enhance your mental functioning.
Yes, indeed. And I've never been a real coffee drinker on a regular basis. But interestingly enough, I actually have picked up some coffee the past couple days. And my grandmother on my mother's side of the family was an avid coffee drinker. Drink coffee every day. And I remember after watching her drink coffee for years, I was like, why is she always drinking coffee in the morning? Maybe it's good. Maybe I should try some. And I tried some and I thought it was the most disgusting thing at the time that I had ever had. But, it's funny later on down the line that I found coffee to be beneficial for me periodically. I don't do it regularly. And I can't do too much of it because I notice that I'll get overstimulated. My thoughts will be all over the place and things like that if I take too much coffee at a time. But coffee in general, without the sugar, without the cream and stuff like that, can be helpful for metabolism support, and that's kind of what I'm utilizing it for now. I notice my digestion, my metabolism is a little slower than normal, so I've been using that to kind of help with that process. And coffee has a lot of great benefits to it as well. But I think the thing with a lot of people is the overuse of it. And coffee, even traditionally, is not something that people did every day, two, three times a day, or anytime you need some energy, you just jump right to the coffee. It definitely should be the nutrition first, and then we look to things like that on a once in a while kind of a basis. Um, I was going to shoot to Mama Elaine, but it looks like she is not on here at the moment based on what I saw last. So she must still be having some technical difficulties. But I saw a question about sugar cravings. What do we have to say? Anybody? Oh, Mama Elaine is back, it looks like. But what do we have to say about sugar cravings? Anybody want to jump on that? Sister
I did a
Precious.
40-day detox. I did a 40-day detox for sugars itself because I sworn in sugar alcoholic. It's like alcoholic sugar hog. That was me. But what I found for me was to find natural foods that have sugars. Like if I really want something really sweet, I might go for the grapes. I may go for the fruits generally are really sweet. Pineapples, finding things that give me a nice sweet taste that helps me get through what I need to do, or just finding more organic foods, the cakes and pies that are more organic that don't give you all of the other stuff that you don't need from sugar. So the number one go to for me is fruits because they are sweet naturally, and it helps get over that crave of I just need something sweet. And if you make a practice of doing that, it was like for me, the 40-day might not be what everybody want to jump into, but when you make a practice of changing your habit, you actually lose the taste for things that are real sweet. After that 40-day detox, there was a lot of stuff that I couldn't eat anymore because it was so sweet, because I wasn't doing sugars like that. So you got to have the discipline with the desire that'll help you get through it.
Yeah, I definitely would like to chip in and say because sugar has been an on and off issue for me personally as well. Um, in terms of what I've done is I'll go periods of time where just like Sister Precious was saying to abstain or to detox the body, especially detoxing from sugar. And what that looks like, me being an herbalist and working with herbs for many years, I utilize certain herbs to help in that process. Some of those herbs may include licorice, may include dandelion root, which was mentioned earlier by Sister Safan, and may also incorporate sarsaparilla root. So these are some of the things that I may use to help to detox my body from sugar. And I actually have the one thing that I really, really use is a formula that I make, which is my anti-yeast and fungal formula. And that anti-yeast and fungal formula is not the best tasting herbal tea in the world, but I found it to be very effective because it helps to promote sugar metabolism in the body, carbohydrate metabolism. And it also helps to check overgrowth of yeast and things like that that can contribute to sugar craving. It also helps to give the body nutrients that help to support that sugar metabolism. So doing that and staying away from sugar, and then sometimes it's like okay, making sure that the emotional aspect is in check, so you don't go back to that from an emotional standpoint. But that's something that I've done to help me out as well. And just from that switching off thing, I definitely co-sign that as well personally. I saw another question,
Someone
and the
asked a question
question
about
was about
herbs
the
and
question. Well,
mucus.
yes, but before that, there was another question about organic coffee with stevia and almond milk. And the coffee with stevia and almond milk, is that a better thing to use? Organic coffee is organic, generally speaking, is going to be better than quote unquote conventional almond milk. If you don't have any issues with almonds, generally speaking, is going to be better than cow's milk. Stevia, if you don't, is generally going to be better than your sugar. The thing is with coffee, again, from my standpoint, is just making sure that you check how much that you do, and also pay attention to your body to make sure that it's actually agreeing with you. There was another question about what herbs can I use to stop excessive mucus. So, anybody want to chip in on that? Let's go to, let's see, Sister Safine.
That's
Let's
your
go to
lane,
Sister
Doc.
Safine on that. Yeah, I'm definitely going to chip in on that too.
Yeah, so to the gentleman with that question, I would first ask him to identify, well, number one, where's the mucus coming out? What is the cause of you having excessive mucus? It could come from dietary reasons, it could come from allergies, it could come from an irritant, it could come from you having mold in the house. So that's a super loaded question. So I personally would actually request more information from you. But if we're looking at something as simple as like upper respiratory mucus, to dry something like that out, you could start with some herbs like eucalyptus. You could go with your citrus to let it come out and be done with it, to figure out maybe there's something that needs to come up and out. Um, and I would start with there. I mean, you have to really dial into why you're having excessive mucus. That would be where I would start with that question.
All right. And in terms of what I would have to offer, I'll make a couple herbal mentions. One is the herb called mullein, which is spelled Mullein. That herb is used as an herbal tea to kind of help with bringing up mucus, expelling mucus from the body. And another common herb that's used is eucalyptus. um, Eucalyptus, peppermint, ginger. Those are some very good herbs to kind of help stimulate the mucus removal from the body. So those things in the mullein can even be combined, for more benefit. But those are some mentions of some basic things, easy to access things that you can utilize to help in that process. I see Mama Elaine is back on. There is a direct question. We haven't even gotten to Mama Elaine yet, so I'm glad that this question is being brought about, and it's an excellent question. It says, you talked about learning to not grab the breath. Do you count inhales and exhales? I notice I do grab sometimes, and I recognize it's anxiety. Mommy Elaine, what do you have to say to that? Mama Elaine, are you there? You're on mute. Maybe she may still be having some technical difficulties. Mommy Elaine, if you can hear us, whenever you are able to come on and address that question, we'll come back to it. Maybe Master Rashep may be able to speak on that or touch on that at least for a moment.
Yes, cool. Give thanks. Just to add a little insight to that, the grabbing of the breath. Um, if my person interprets that correctly, it could also mean to stop breathing or pause the breathing. Earlier on, my person would notice that as well, that sometimes it would just not be breathing. Whether something happened, situation happened, the breathing would just stop. And I have to remember, oh, breathe, remember to breathe. So, in a sense, if that's the same concept of grabbing, stopping, not breathing, being stifled, um, practicing breathing, anytime we practice like lifting weights, over time, it makes a difference. So in practicing breathing, some may call it meditation, but just simply practicing the breathing, it would help to get in some type of rhythm, counting the breaths. It will serve as two main purposes. For one, of course, it would keep one in rhythm as you count, in a nice rhythm. And secondly, it would occupy the left brain in a sense. So as one counting and focus on the counting of the breaths, there's less chance for the mind to go focusing about this, that, and the other because it's being occupied, which means the right brain, can actually be free to gather insight, clarity, creativity. It's free to do what it would do in that time without the interference of distraction from the left brain because the left brain is put on a mission, on a job to do in a sense. So yes, generally speaking, counting the breaths and depending upon what it is one is looking to do, the count will be different. But even if it's just an even count of inhale 4, 3, 4, counting in your mind, hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Stop for 1, 2, 3, 4, in, two, and repeating that process. Or in for 4, hold for 2, out for 4. So there's many various ways of playing with experimenting the count of the breath, but generally speaking, counting will definitely serve to assist with one, keeping the mind occupied so that you can successfully begin to practice and work with the breath. And two, as one practice just breathing like that throughout the day, when one is focused on this, that, and the other, and things happen, more than likely that practice will come in play and you will find yourself not grabbing the breath or stopping as much because you train the breath or the body to be in a natural rhythm, deep diaphragmatic rhythm. So there's less chance for the breath to stop. There's less chance for you to be moved from your piece because of what's happening and to be more controlled, to be creative on how to respond, if to respond, and things like that. So that's my person little tidbit on the breath and grabbing the breath.
Thank you, Master the Chef. I want to put a question out to Sister Clarice. Please make sure that you're muting if you are not currently speaking. Sister Clarice, and there was a comment that was mentioned recently about how wonderful her skin is. And I just want to pose the question if there are any special things that you do with the changing of the season in terms of your personal skincare.
Okay, yeah, sure. Personal skincare, just well, first starting off with what you're eating. That is number one. If you are keeping up with your fruits and your vegetables, steamed as raw or raw as much as possible. Cooked is okay, but make sure you have like a balance, try to eat more raw, then that's definitely going to have a toll on the appearance of your skin. And then there are certain foods that will focus more so on what particular areas of the body pertaining to your face, or if you have like blemishes or on your arms or where whatever the case may be, dry skin. Certain foods you eat also have an impact or effect to your appearance or whatever it is that you're trying to correct with your skin as well. Lately, I've been using goat milk soap on my face and on my skin, and it has definitely been helping tremendously for me. I know not a lot of people, for you hardcore vegans out there, I know you all may not be down with the goat milk soap, but yeah, it does help tremendously with the skin. I've read that it goat milk has a certain chemical component to it that's closer to the oils in your natural skin. Um, so that has an impact to it, and it's an awesome moisturizer. So maybe those of you out there, if you want to try it, give it a go. And pertaining to outside, there are other different things that making sure that your skin is well cleansed, well moisturized. Make sure you tone your skin. Um, Use a scrub for your face. The scrub should be more fine, um, as small as to powdered, even down to powdered sugar as possible. Those kind of granules is great for the face. But the regular sugar granules are good for your skin, arms, legs, any other part of your body. uh yeah, try to use, if your schedule or time does not permit for you to make your own products, when you go out there and buy products, try to make sure that they're as natural as possible. Read the ingredients. Pay attention to the types of chemical ingredients that may be in a, just because the product will say that it's natural or even sometimes organic, still it may be some hidden ingredients in there that you wouldn't expect to be there. So make sure you read your labels, and yeah, and take care of yourself. And that's what I have to say.
So
Oh, and
true.
exercise.
Anyone who
Exercise have an impact too. Then I didn't want to leave that out.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, anyone who knows me knows that I'm an avid label reader, and I definitely promote that big time. And one thing I would add to that is I would say to make sure that if you're reading labels, just because you read it one time, periodically you might want to read that label again because ingredients and formulas, whether it be from food products or skincare products or body care products or hair products, they can change periodically. I know a lot of people who reformulate things, and you'd be like, why isn't this as good as it used to be? Or why is this better than it used to be? Is because of those updates and those ingredients. I'm going to shift it over. We're going to change it just a little bit and go to Precious Mother Love. And I want Precious Mother Love to touch a little bit on art during this time frame. You know, I think that's such an underserved topic. What type of things do you tend to do around this time frame revolving around art and in a therapeutic way?
Okay. Right now, I'm using my vision board, which I have created, which I consider to be a piece of art, which I use the components from 12 areas of my life. I made a new one in January and then a second one for the year in June with our Love Yourself to Life candidate, Kaliba. And so I use it in the therapeutic way it helps me is I use it while I'm exercising. I go down the list. It's almost as though I'm using it as a drill. And so therapeutically, I'm drilling it into myself. This is also my solar return time. So right now, I'm doing a lot of internal searching. I'm doing a lot of trying to get to reviewing my past year and forecasting my future year. So I'm using that as a tool as well to finalize and finish up some things, and then to also forecast and reach for some new goals to achieve. My weight loss is on there, my finances on there, my career is on there. There's so many, the 12 components you actually formulate according to what's important to you. So if you want to change your diet, if you want to change your career, if you want to change your intellectual aspects or goals, you would use that as a tool. And I tune it up every once in a while. And this, like I said, being my and happy belated solar return to the others of us in Chi, Dr. Yu, and Ketnu. We're experiencing this seasonal change together. We're kind of in season. But yeah, so the art that I use, I personalize it. I personalize it to the point where sometimes you want to display it to other people. Sometimes it's only art for yourself to consume and gaze upon and use it as a mental focus, something to help you to laser beam focus your interest into. I use it for imagination. You know, I do the virtual work. I get myself worked up into the aspects of it. I imagine it. I go through it as though it's a drill. I'm in my beautiful place in my mind and I'm off to the races. So, it's a good tool to correct your visions. It's a good tool to um, keep your focus. It's a good tool to look back and see what you've accomplished and to be able to claim the victory over and have testimonies of what has happened. I also do things like serious giggles, so allowing endorphins to be released, for regular laughter sessions for healing. They say laughter is the best medicine. And so I use, some creative ways to bring out the artist in you, to connect to the sacred spirit in you. I'm considered to be a sacred arts curator because I'm helping you to bring out that inner creator, that inner goddess and king and God in your um, interconnections to manifest and live your best life. Thanks, Doc.
Yes, indeed. And make sure if you need anything in regards to vision board building and guidance, make sure you reach out to Precious Mother Love at Love Plus Art Equals Wellness. You can type that into Facebook, Instagram. You can go to loveplusartequalswellness.com. Check that out, when you can get in contact with her directly. Did I say something wrong?
No, I just
Oh,
forgot. I wanted to mention because Mama Elaine isn't here. This past
yes.
weekend, that she received an award, and each of us individually received our community enrichment awards. And Mama Elaine is also known as Councilwoman Elaine Williams in Capitol Heights, and they had a community environment health awards, and we were, especially, Clarice was very instrumental in helping them getting their gardening project together. She actually was there for one of their board meetings, and they gave her a beautiful award. And she had a recorded segment. You received an award, Doc. Ketnu received an award. Precious Porter, Ashep, all of our businesses, U360. Our trauma specialist, Safan, was even mentioned because she held a course, a 7-week course, or 8 week, was it 8 weeks, Safan?
6.
6 weeks. She had a course for getting people's gardens started, which, that's our go to agriculturalist. This is that season, the change of season. I'm just saying, I missed a few notes and I'm glad to be able to pull them in. Mama Elaine, she couldn't speak for herself, and all of us were awarded. So I wanted to throw that in there, Doc. Thanks.
Yes, thank you for that mention. And peace to Mommy Elaine. Unfortunately, it appears that she was having some severe technical difficulties and couldn't really join us comfortably today. Yet and still, her presence is accounted for. We are representing for you, Mommy Elaine, if you can hear us, and we will touch base with you soon. And I wanted to please everyone, if you're not speaking, make sure to mute yourselves so that we can reduce the background noise. But I just wanted to mention a couple things before we close out the show. One thing that I'm working on doing myself in terms of transitioning into this new season. Please mute yourselves again if you're not speaking, so that way we can reduce the background noise. Thank Precious Mother Love, Master Rashep. Yeah, one thing that I'm working on myself is looking at the foods that are in season, coming into season at this moment in time, in terms of fruits, the apples, the pears, the grapes, the fresh currants. Those are things that tend to come into season around this time frame. Of course, your green leafy vegetables, which are still in season. You have your things like your root vegetables will be coming in season soon. So incorporating more of those things. If you're into holistic theory, one of the things that we always put out there is that the foods that grow in certain seasons or tend to be harvested in certain seasons tend to have benefits for those seasons. So, in terms of moving forward, when we're talking about detoxing mucus in the lungs and things of that nature, you'll find that a lot of those things are very helpful in that process. Even in terms of moderating sugar cravings and things of that nature, very, very powerful stuff to help out with that, as pears and grapes, in terms of fruits, are some of the major sources of chromium, which is a necessary mineral to help with carbohydrate metabolism. I'm also personally looking to be more active. I've been pretty stagnant in terms of my physical activity recently, so I'm looking to improve, increase that, as the season moves around and take advantage of this warm weather that's still present as it's already starting to shift here in the Washington D.C. area. But just making sure that we're taking advantage of that time, the sunlight, while it's still at good intensity and things of that nature. Some of the things that I saw a comment that I wanted to make mention of. Um, Mama Kathleen chipped in again to say that her eye doctor kept asking her age, although she has high eye pressure, watching for glaucoma. The eye health was extremely, well, I guess that means good. I give detox, diet change, and specific herbal supplements from Dr. Yu and ongoing counseling from Ketnu the credit. It works. Thank you very much for that testimonial. I love to hear, and we love to hear all of the beautiful feedback from the suggestions that we have given on this program and outside of this program. So thank you, Mama Kathleen, for chipping in on that. Beautiful to hear um, those those improvements on your side. Um, I wanted to make mention of some things that are coming up before we close the program out. So I believe Precious Mother Love had mentioned it. We have a weight loss case study that we are putting out there for the general public. We're looking for around 10 people to engage in a weight loss case study, utilizing the services that we have as the Collective Health Initiative. You'll get to work with multiple people in this unit and work towards the goal, the focus of making sure that we're shedding off those extra pounds, especially in this season. Again, please mute yourself if you're not speaking. Making sure that we're shedding off those extra pounds in the season where a lot of people tend to pick up more pounds. A lot of the activity tends to slow down and things like that. So definitely look for more information to come on that. It's going to be starting very soon. If you would like to sign up, we'll have a thread about it in the Collective Health Initiative page and in the Collective Health Initiative group. Look out for that. We'll also have the ICU, or the Indigenous Cultural University, which will be offering several classes in this coming season as well, educational programs and classes for those who are missing the health class you never had and or want to go deeper into study and knowledge about certain specific topics that will be offered. You can look out for that as well from the ICU, the Indigenous Cultural University. I'll personally be offering a class this week, this Thursday, on Zoom. So these classes will primarily be virtual. Um, but you can check out my class on emergency herbs that are good to have and use in cases of emergencies, which will be this Thursday September the 3rd, from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the United States. So if you are interested in that, feel free to reach out to me directly or leave a comment on the Collective Health Initiative page or the Collective Health Initiative group. Many more classes will be coming in this season. And also, we will be rebroadcasting episodes of the Collective Health Initiatives, the health class you never had. For those of you who may be new to this series that we have put out there, the health class you never had is a collective of different uh, topics health wise from a holistic health standpoint, where we simplify health concepts and make it easy to understand and empower you, the community, to take charge of your own health and well-being, your family's health and well-being, and people in your surroundings in your community by understanding. As they say, applied knowledge is power. So we are offering this program as knowledge that you can apply yourself, things that you can find, things that you can source, things that you can even reach out to us as resources to help to supply, for you to empower yourself, your well-being, and your family's well-being. So that's what this program is about. We've been doing weekly episodes since January, and we are at the end of this particular season, but we will be restarting in the new year, 2021. But in the meantime, we have a host of different episodes and topics that you can tune into. So look out for that, as that will be rebroadcasted, be put out there. It won't be live, but you can still get the information. And please share widely. So if there's no closing comments, if there are any closing comments, anything that I missed, please chip in at this point in time.
Yeah, you forgot about our cheese shirts.
The cheese shirt. Oh yes. So we have for those of you who appreciate our work, would like to support us, would like to donate, and still get something in return. We have Chi or Collective Health Initiative merchandise. You can find the link in the comments on our Teespring store. Please do that. You can donate to us for the work that we are doing for free, the things that we are doing for low cost for the community. There's so many different things that we will be offering, in the coming months. So please be on the lookout for that. I also forgot to mention my herb walk coming up with Brother Geo Edwards of New Healing Arts. We will be doing that in the DMV area September the 26th, which is a Saturday at 10 a.m. There's an event page for that. Again, reach out directly if you would like more information. Anything else?
Also, had Shep Suit had put in one of the questions last week about trauma. And what I'm going to do, because dealing with trauma is such a deep conversation, I'm going to do a class in the ICU that deals with the questions and issues around being traumatized, the season of hate wars, in the season of coronavirus, all of the things that's going on now that's affecting us in a traumatic way. I'm going to do a class in the ICU that I will be offering that you can sign up for to get some steps and guidelines to help you process this season.
Beautiful. Much needed. Thank you, Sister Precious, for mentioning that.
I'd
Thank you,
also
Mother
like to,
Love.
I want to take a moment. I have been, in conjunction with the Monday classes, I've been having a Friday evening conversation with folks in relation to heart health, both spiritually as well as the physical heart. And each week on Friday at 7 p.m., if you would like, in our off season, I will be doing every week a specialized subject related to our hearts Friday evenings on my page, Love Plus Art Equals Wellness, but it will also be reposted on our Chi page if anyone misses it. But please join me on Fridays for Heart Happy Hour, 7 p.m. Hope to see you. And I've been seeing some of our folks that have been doing both this and that. So thanks for everyone for joining us. And thank you, Vicki Anderson Simmons, who says that she loves this and she's looking for how to get in touch with our classes. I know it's listed there that you can get them on the ICU. On www.iamit.me website.
Yes, indeed. So, as always, we thank you for tuning in and for watching another episode of the health class you never had. Feel free to reach out to us in the off season, so to speak. We'll still be working out here. So, feel free to reach out to us, and we will see you next season. Peace and blessings, everyone.
For the health class.